So you are joining me for how to get coaching clients from Facebook groups. If you're not familiar with who I am, hello, my name is LaTisha Styles. I am a webinar expert. I really want to share just what I do versus like a title, because what I'm really good at doing is helping you to get coaching clients by sharing who you are, who you help, and why someone should want to work with you. So, some people would call that branding. Some people would call that copywriting. Some people would call that, whatever they want to call it. For the most part, what I do is marketing. So I do marketing consulting. Okay. So one of the things that I wanted to do, especially since we just changed and updated the name of the group, the community, and changed it to the Get Coaching Clients community, I wanted to, first of all, help you not only get the most out of that group, but every single other group that you're in. So I thought with the new brand and the rename of the community, why not create a training that's going to help you figure out not only how to use the group better, but how to use other Facebook groups in order to get coaching clients? Because how many of you would like at least one coaching client per month next year, right? That's 12 clients for the year. I remember, hey, Taria, I hope I'm saying that right. I remember one of my goals when I created my first high ticket coaching package. One of my main goals was to book at least one coaching client per month, because at that time my high ticket package I think was like $3,000. So I said, well, if I can book a $3,000 client every single month, then that's not bad. That's $36,000 for the year. And based on the other income I had coming in, I remember I had still doing some done for you stuff, some freelance writing. Like I had some money coming in here and there. So I said, if I can just book one client per month, then that would be perfect. And, long story short, I figured out ways to book even more than one client per month. But really, like, that was my initial goal. And whenever you're kind of starting the year, like you're starting off in, December or like January, and you're kind of just getting started, you think about the entire year. But what I really want you to think about is a sprint for the next 3 months. And the reason I say that is because, number one, you can take advantage of the momentum that you have at the start of the year. Everyone's really excited to make a change in their life. Everyone is like, new year, new me, or even the people who are like, I don't have a word for the year. Like, there's still things that they want to do, and things that they want to make happen for the year. And the thing is that at the start of the year, it feels really fresh, and a lot of people are excited about changing things in their lives. Okay. So 3-month sprint looks like putting as much effort as you can in January while you're still excited and everyone else is still excited. Keeping that pace in February while, I just tried that makeup on my hand. Sorry. Keeping the pace in February while things kind of start slowing down just a little bit. And then by March, like, you look at your business by March and you're going to be like, wow, this is what I did in 3 months. And just to share a quick story on how this happened for me is I hired my very first business coach at the end of 2015. And I remember it was October 2015. I had just left my job. And then I was like, there's no way I want to like do this on my own or like limp along or try to learn it on my own. So I'm just going to hire a business coach. I spent like $8,000 and I had to do a payment plan because I didn't really, I didn't have a way clear to see to that end goal of that money yet. So I just took a payment plan, and in November is when I hired her. And I remember I had signed up for like a year-long mastermind, and I kept thinking, like, I don't have a year to try to make this $8,000 back. Like, I need to do it ASAP. So my goal was a 3-month sprint. And by March of that next year, I had made like half of that money back already. And I like the momentum, like once I hit that momentum in March, things just kind of kept going and going and going. And by July, I had hit my first 5-figure month. And then, if some of you know the story, but that first year was my very first full year doing coaching and consulting. And I earned, $65,000, over $65,000 in my business, and 51,000 of that came from coaching and consulting. So it's amazing what you can do when you commit to like a 3-month sprint. Okay. So that's what I would love for you to do today, is to commit to a 3-month sprint. Okay. So what I'm going to cover for you is how to get coaching clients from Facebook groups. For those of you that are in and you've been in since the start, you might notice that what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of cover what we're covering, and then I'm going to go over it again, simply because I don't have any slides or anything to like show you right now. And so, hey, Crystal, Happy New Year. I don't have any slides to show you right now, so I don't have a way for you to kind of like see where we are. So if you're just joining us, I'm just getting started. We're going to cover how to get coaching clients from Facebook groups. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I want to break down the 2 pieces, which is how to get clients and then from Facebook groups. Okay, so I'm not going to, opening up ManyChat is what messed everything up, so I'm not even going to mess with that. First thing, how to get clients. So the idea when you're getting coaching clients, and I want to first specify when I say coaching clients that some of you might not think of yourself as a coach. You might think of yourself as a consultant, or, that you assist or help clients. Some of you might even have a service. I was actually speaking with someone who is a salon owner, and she helps clients with body image issues, and she creates like custom waist trainers, and she helps them. She has a service that like freezes off fat and stuff like that. And that's something that is a product that needs some education. People need to understand why they need it before they're willing to purchase it. And that is where a consultant comes in, because you're consulting with that person. You're explaining to them why they need this thing. You're sharing with them. Okay, good. Thanks, Michelle. You can see it here on YouTube. Good. You're explaining to them what it's good for, why they need it, what makes it so important to have. And so whenever you have a product that needs an explanation, that needs some sort of teaching or consulting component, then anything that I share with you is going to be helpful. Okay. I say I specifically work with coaches. I've chosen my niche, but if you have some sort of consulting type of product, meaning you provide education and you teach your clients what they need before they work with you, then this is going to work for you. Okay. So the idea is that in order to get clients, the first thing that you need to do is you need to be yourself. As a influencer, a coach, someone who is a consultant, people are not just buying the thing that you sell, and you don't want them to. You want them to buy you. Okay. Because there's many people who can help you create a webinar. I mean, let's just be honest about it. There are many people who can help you, get clients from Facebook groups. Like, there are a lot of people who are going to be doing that specific thing that you do. And unless you differentiate yourself by being who you are, right? Because no one can copy who you are. Unless you differentiate yourself, you're going to be competing based on the specific thing you do. And you don't want to compete that way. You don't want to compete with the next person who offers financial coaching, or you don't want to compete with the next person who does career coaching. You want to be the only person as an option in your chosen niche for your target market. Okay. You'll let me know if this is making sense to you. Okay. And so that's number one. So in order to get clients, the first thing you have to do is you have to be yourself, period. You can't be anybody else but yourself. When people come to work with me, I know they're working with me because they want to work with me, not just because of how I can help them, but because they want to work specifically with me. Okay. So that's the first thing. Second thing is you got to know who you want to work with. You have to know your ideal client. Okay. Your ideal client is not, just the demographics of the person. So for example, if you're a career coach and you say, well, I work with mid-career women, professional women who are typically in their 30s or 40s, and this is their, such number of job, and maybe they're a VP. Like, it's not just the demographics and the facts of who that ideal client is, but it's also the personality, the characteristics, the type of person. You need to know, and that's what makes that person ideal. It's not just like, I don't just want to work with someone who is a coach who needs a webinar. I want to work with someone who's passionate about what they do, who has a real excitement for helping the people they want to help, who they know that like this is what they want to do, period. Even if they weren't making money from it, like that's the type of person I want to work with, someone who's truly passionate. And until you know those characteristics, you're going to get clients who are not a good fit. You're going to get people who seem like they're a good fit because maybe they have the money, or maybe they said, yes, this is what I think I want. And they're not actually going to be a good fit. So you've got to know who your ideal client is, okay? Third is you need to know your unique selling proposition. And this is not only with yourself, like what makes you unique, but it's also with your product. So what makes your quote unquote product, what makes your service unique? What makes it unique for someone to come to me to get a webinar? Well, I know that I have the anti-webinar formula. I know that after writing hundreds, I want to say I've written at least 20 or 30 webinars start to finish, and consulted on clients' webinars as well. After writing all those webinars, I've gotten to the point where I realize, oh, I have a formula for this. I know exactly what pieces I need to put in place. I know how to create that persuasive journey. I know when the excitement needs to come up, when it needs to drop down, like all those things that I know, I put that into my anti-webinar formula. So that's part of my unique selling proposition. Part of my unique selling proposition is that I have a unique way of writing my webinar. So you have to figure out, hey, Athena, you have to figure out what your unique selling proposition is, not only for your specific, for you, right? Why someone wouldn't work with you, but for your specific product as well. Okay. So if you're just joining us, you're here at the right time. I'm covering how to get clients, how to get coaching clients from Facebook groups. So far, we've covered the first part of the title, which is how to get clients. And those three things are: be yourself, know your ideal client, and know your unique selling proposition. Okay. So now I want to cover the second part of the title, which is, well, why do we want to get them from Facebook groups? Because there are a number of different ways that you can get coaching clients and get clients for your business. One of the ways that I teach is through a sales funnel, right? So I teach webinar sales funnel specifically to get coaching clients. Some people will teach you can go to LinkedIn. Some people will say go to networking events. Some people will say do this, do that. There's so many ways. I just want to impress this upon you for this year and next year. And like, there is so much out there for you to receive. You literally, like, if you're not receiving it yet, you're just not being open to receive it. There's so much abundance out there. There's money out there. There's clients out there. Everything that it is that you want, it's out there for you. And the fact that you want it, the fact that you desire it, means that it's out there for you. I won't get into the whole like metaphysical, but like you wouldn't even be able to desire it if you didn't know deep down that it was out there. And that means that it's out there for you. Okay. So, hey, Elena. So there are numerous ways for you to get coaching clients. Okay. So I want to focus on Facebook groups specifically, because as I said at the top of the training, number one, I just rebranded our Facebook group and our community to call it the Get Coaching Clients community. A couple reasons that I did that. I won't go into that today, maybe doing another live stream. I might have mentioned it before, but and so I want to help you get the most out of the group, because I feel like there's so much value in there that we're really not taking advantage of. And sometimes I feel like that's just because you don't quite know how. And not only is it going to help you for our group, but it's going to help you for any other groups that you're a member of also. Okay. All right. So what's different about getting clients from a Facebook group versus getting clients from any of these other number of ways? Well, a Facebook group is like, it's like a party. You want to think of it as like a networking event. So it's like a networking event, but it's online. Okay. So you don't have to worry about feeling like, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say, or posting the same stuff that you might post on like Instagram, or that you might email your list. Like, I'm going to share with you exactly what to post and what not to do. But I want you to think about, when we're getting clients from Facebook groups, what we're thinking about is that it's like a party. It's like a networking event. You don't go to a networking event, meet someone for the first time, and try to close them at the networking event. The purpose of the networking event is to start the conversation, allow that person to get to know you and for you to get to know them, then continue the conversation offline. And I want to be clear on this. That doesn't mean go DM them. Okay. So we're going to talk about that also. But it just means that now you have the opportunity to continue the conversation offline. The idea is that it's just another traffic source coming into your funnel. How many of you actually have a funnel? Hey, Tandy. Does anyone feel like they don't have a funnel and they need help with that? If that's the case, let me know, because there are additional trainings that I'd like to continue to bring out. And if that's something that you feel like you need help with, I can definitely help you think through that process. A lot of times you have a funnel, but you don't even realize that it is a funnel, or you don't even know, because you don't really quite know the definition of what a funnel is. So let me just really quickly touch on that, because the Facebook group thing doesn't work unless you have a funnel. A funnel is simply people get to know you, they like you, they trust you, they buy. Notice that I did wider, narrower, more narrow, and then they buy. So your funnel is just like this. They get to know you, they get to like you, they trust you, and then they buy. Okay? People getting to know you at the top of your funnel is everything. Instagram, Facebook, networking events, Chamber of Commerce speaking gigs, live speaking gigs, doing joint live streams, joint webinars, regular webinars. Like, that's kind of like the getting to know you. That's when people are just now figuring out who you are. They never heard of you. They don't care about you, but they're figuring out who you are, right? The next level of your funnel is people liking you. That's when you share your freebie, your lead magnets, a deep dive webinar, training, something like this is considered a middle of funnel product. You are doing, you're responding to people in DMs and saying, haha, respond back, whatever. Like, I remember there's a fitness person that I follow, and she had posted something on her Instagram story, and I responded back to it, and she responded back to me. And I remember thinking like, wow, that's really cool. She has all these followers, but she responded back to me. And that was something that made me like her even more, that much more. And interestingly enough, she just released a product and I went and bought it. Why? Because I like her, right? Why do I like her? Because she built that middle of the funnel, like that value for me. Okay. Carol says, I'm trying to set one up now. I just did a freebie, but I need more in the pipeline. Okay, cool. So I'm going to talk through kind of what that would look like for the Facebook group. So I'm going to give you a specific Facebook group funnel, and then we'll continue to schedule trainings in the group for additional stuff. Okay. And then the bottom of the funnel is when people trust you. So when they trust you, that's essentially when they're going to be on all of your live streams. They are sharing your content with other people. They are rooting you on. They may or may not buy at that stage, because everyone is not a buyer. Some people are just fans, and that's fine. You might not have the right messaging for them, the right product for them, the right whatever. Like, it has to be a perfect fit for someone to buy from you, where you have the thing that they need, they're ready to buy, and then that's when the purchase happens. But you can still have a lot of people in that trust stage, and that's essentially the bottom of your funnel. So how do we get people all the way down to the trust stage to where they're ready to buy, specifically using Facebook? Okay. So you've got to have a specific funnel. So this is your funnel for Facebook groups. If you're just joining us, we're talking about how to get clients from Facebook groups. We talked about getting clients means being yourself, knowing your ideal client, and knowing your unique selling proposition. And the difference of getting clients from Facebook groups versus other places is that it's like a party, it's like a networking event, but it's online, okay? And it's just another traffic source coming into your funnel, okay? So your Facebook group funnel is going to look something like this. People get to know you in Facebook groups, right? They get to like you when they download your freebie, your lead magnet, or whatnot. And then they trust you because they signed up for your email list, and then they kind of go on from there, okay? So that's kind of what this looks like. So here are our steps for getting clients from Facebook groups. You guys ready? If you have a notebook, this is where you would write notes. All right. Step one. I wish I had a whiteboard. I do have a whiteboard. Actually, I have two whiteboards, but even if I were to pull my whiteboard up and write it, it would be backwards. So I'm not even going to do that right now. Okay. Or if I had like a little notebook and then like wrote the notes and I held it up. Anyways. All right. I think of this stuff after I get on my live stream, and then I'm like, oh, I should do that. Okay, step one is I want you to go through all of the groups that you're currently a member of, and I want you to get rid of any groups that do not serve you in some way. Okay, I wish I could copy this and paste this in the chat, but I'm still getting the rainbow wheel of death. So I don't want to touch anything on my computer. So I'm going to type it in the notes on my phone. So step one, remove yourself. Oh, I can copy this from my notes. That'll be a lot faster. All right, select, copy. Okay, good thing I wrote my notes out beforehand. Okay, step one, paste. There we go, now I don't have to type. So you're gonna remove yourself from any groups that don't have your ideal client or that don't serve you in some way. You might be in like a buy-sell group for your local area. That's fine. Like, I'm not gonna, mess with that. But if it's a group where it's like way too big and like there's no way you can connect with anybody in that group, just remove yourself from the group, because, when you get to the groups that are like, 10 to 20,000, 30,000 people, it's so difficult to actually connect with people and get your posts seen in the group, because we're going to talk about the kind of the algorithm and the strategy. Thank you, Athena. And the whole point is that it's going to be difficult for you to actually be seen in those groups. Okay. So the first thing you want to do is you want to remove yourself, go through all your groups, remove yourself from any that don't have your ideal client or don't serve you in some way. And we actually did this question. I asked this question in the Get Coaching Clients community. I guess I'll call it GCC. I don't want to like truncate it just yet. So we'll just keep calling it Get Coaching Clients community. I asked this question earlier. I was like, how many groups are you a member of? And someone was like 50 something groups. That's actually not that bad. Someone else said like 100. I've had people who request to join our group and they have like 300 something groups. There's just no way you can be active in that many groups. And not only that, but it starts to clutter up and clog up your feed. Okay. So that's the first thing that you want to do. The second thing that you want to do is you want to choose 3 to 5 groups that you can be active in. Okay, so let me go ahead and paste this in here. Step 2. All right, choose 3 to 5 groups that you can be active in. Hey, Jill. And what's your criteria for choosing these groups? All right, first thing you want to do is you want to see, is my ideal client potentially in there? That's really not all you care about, but that's really the main thing. And by be active in, I mean, you're going in that group at least once per day to like interact on other posts, and you're sharing your own content at least once per week. And I'm going to talk about what that looks like as far as sharing your own content as we go on. So that's the next thing that you've got to do. Hey, Tia. So go through all of the groups that you're in, remove yourself from any groups that don't have your ideal client or serve you in some way. And then number 2 is choose 3 to 5 groups that you can be active in. When you're choosing these groups, once again, you're going to look at it. Is my ideal client in here? Is there a topical match with what I talk about? Is my competition the leader of the group? If your competition is the leader of the group, and I use competition kind of loosely, but like if I know someone who's also a coach and teaches people how to use webinar funnels, I'm not going to join that group. Why? Because number 1, people join their group to learn from them. So it wouldn't even look right. And number 2, I think it's a little unethical to like join someone else's group who, if they do the same topic as you, and like try to get in there, because the whole purpose is to get clients, right? So if I'm like in there posting, like trying to like slyly get clients, like there's more out there. Like I don't have to play in their sandbox, okay? So don't choose a group that has your a quote unquote competitor, someone who teaches the same thing as you, and they're leading the group. So don't choose that group, and don't choose any groups that don't have your ideal client. So if you know for a fact that your ideal client is women, and you go join a group and the group is like all men, obviously like it's not a good group. I mean, that's kind of a regular, that's kind of a bold-faced example, but that's an example there. Okay. Jill, this is inside of the group, but I also am streaming on YouTube. And if they're not in the group already, they can go to youtube.com/LaTisha Styles. Okay. And they'll be able to join unless they're already in the group. If they're already in the group, then they'll be able to see it and you can tag them and whatnot. But if they're not, then they can just go to youtube.com/LaTisha Styles and it should show my latest live stream that's up. If you're watching this on YouTube and you're like, well, I want to join the Get Coaching Clients community, you just have to go to LaTishaStyles.com/community. Okay. LaTishaStyles.com/community. Okay. Do some cross promotion there. Normally the live stream would be the recording, but I'm going to take the recording since we had some issues a little bit earlier with, I still have the rainbow wheel of death on my computer. I'm not even going to mess with that. And so I'm going to chop up the recording instead. So it's nice and clean and put that on YouTube later. All right. Okay. So we've got I'm going to talk about the funnel in just a second. We have removed ourselves from groups who don't have our ideal client, who don't serve us in some way. We've chosen 3 to 5 groups we can be active in. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to reach out to the group owner and introduce yourself. Okay, so this is step 3. This is a good one. This is one that I got from my mentor. And the reason that this is good is because if you've been kind of like hanging back in the group and you haven't really been participating, and then all of a sudden you start doing these things that I'm about to show you, they're going to either get a little bit triggered, they're going to get a little scared, or they might like just start deleting your posts and not saying anything to you. Okay. So, here's what you're going to do. You're going to reach out to the group owner, send them a quick Facebook message and just say, hey, I've been a member of such and such group for this amount of time, or I just joined such and such, I just joined your group, or hey, I've been in the group, but I haven't been as active. And I just want to say, okay, so you just say, hey, I've been in your group, or I am in your group, or I just joined, or whatever. Let them know like why you're contacting them. And I just want to say, thank you for hosting the group. That's it. Done. And like, you don't have to introduce yourself and say, hey, I do this, I do that. Like, just, hey, I've been in your group for a couple months. I haven't been that active, but I just want to let you know that I do appreciate the group. And I just want to say thanks for hosting the group. That's it. So now like they know you, they've seen you. Even if your message goes into like filtered, Facebook will notify them and say, so-and-so wants to connect with you. So like they'll see it in their notifications. If they don't see it, that's fine. But at least you've done your job to like say something to them. Okay. So that's the next step. All right, let me know if this is still resonating with you guys. I can't see the YouTube comments, so hopefully it's still working out. I know it's still streaming on YouTube though, because I still have OBS open, so that's good. Okay, now we're gonna actually start working inside of the group. All right, so here's how we start getting clients. We're gonna move into step 4. Oh, but before we get there, you've got to fix your profile. Okay, so we're gonna make that step 4. Let me cut that. Paste that here. Okay. And step 4, fix your profile. Okay. Some of you may or may not realize this, but when you're inside of a group, the only thing you really have is your profile. I mean, it's your personal profile. You can't interact inside. Well, you used to not be able to. You used to not be able to interact as a page inside of a group. Now you have the option to interact as a page if you join the group as your page. But a lot of people are like, a lot of group owners are not allowing that. They're like, no, So essentially all you have is your profile. So here's what you want to do for your profile. And I wanted to share this, but like I said, the thing is just not working. So I'm just not going to touch it. So I'll see if I can like superimpose this when I edit the video. But when you look at your profile needs to be, and I wonder if I can just show you from, I can probably just show you from here. Okay. I'll pick up my little thing that's streaming. Okay. So you've got your profile. Let me see if I can, where would it be best? Okay, right there. Here we go. Okay. So you have your profile, and when someone like when you're commenting and stuff, like all they see, this is all they see. They see your face and they see your cover image. That's all they can see. What's going to happen is they're going to hover over your, see if I can get this closer. Okay, there we go. That's better. They're going to hover over your face if they see something, like if you post something and they see something that they like. gosh, this lighting, there we go. They're going to hover over your face, and then they might like click your profile, your cover image. So when they hover over your face, they're going to see your first sentence. And I think they see like your work thing if they're not already friends with you. Okay. So the first thing that you're going to do when you fix your profile is, number one, you're going to have a nice clear image. Okay. So you want to make sure you have a nice clear image of yourself, and it's like essentially big face. Okay. You don't want a picture of you like standing too far back. You want it to be a good clear image of your face so that that's what they see. Second thing you want to do is you want to edit your cover photo. So let's see, view profile cover. And let me see if I can swing this way so you can see. Your cover photo, you want to make sure that you don't get too ad-like with this. So you don't want this to be like an ad that says, hey, come buy something from me. I actually just recently updated mine, and I just put a picture of me speaking. So it's like an authority image. And then I did a quote, one of my personal quotes that I put on there. I don't know if you can see it, but it says, your business growth is directly related to your level of commitment. So that's at the bottom of every one of my emails. I remember I wrote that quote one time when anyways, long story, but I was having some issues with like the types of clients I was attracting. And so like I wanted to attract better clients. So I wrote that quote and I started getting more committed clients. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to have just a nice image. You can have an authority image of you speaking or whatnot. And then here's what you really need to edit. Okay. It's kind of hard to see this on here. Oh, you can see it because it's black. Perfect. So you're going to tag, if you own a Facebook group, you'll tag your Facebook group, then put a link to your website. I've got a couple of websites. So I have the You've Got Clients program. So I have a link to the You've Got Clients program. And then I've got my YouTube channel. So I put LaTisha.tv, and then I have my own website, which is LaTishaStyles.com. So I just put a couple of those. So here's what's going to happen. When someone, let me go back to where I was so I can see the comments again. When someone sees you commenting in a Facebook group and posting the stuff that I'm about to show you how to post, like you're about to blow their mind, they're going to hover over your name. They're going to look to see, they're going to see your profile picture. They're going to see your cover image. And then they're going to say, okay, what do they do? And they're either going to click the cover image and see that description that's in there, or they're going to just look at your title. They're not already named friends with you yet. So all they can see is what's public. So you want to make your, the stuff you want to make public is like what you do. So I have on mine webinar funnel expert at, and then I have my business page, LaTisha Styles. And you also want to make public your, anything that might trip somebody up. So for me, my name pronunciation is public. And I took like my college and high school because like I'm not really interested from a Facebook perspective. I'm not really interested with connecting with like old friends from like college or high school. So I have those hidden. Reason being is that I use Facebook as a public figure. I don't share a whole lot of actual like personal stuff. And I think a lot of people are kind of like that now where, we're really not sharing, what we're eating, what we're doing for Facebook, because Facebook it's just not private anymore like it used to be. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Wilson. Thanks for joining. All right. So if you're just joining us, we've been talking about how to get coaching clients from Facebook groups. We have already covered how to get clients, which is be yourself, know your ideal client, and know your unique selling proposition, and what makes Facebook groups special, which is it's like a party or like a networking event, but it's online. First step we've done is we've looked at all of our groups, removed ourselves from any groups that don't have our ideal client and don't serve us in any way. Thanks for the hearts. And the second thing we've done is we've chosen 3 to 5 groups that we can be active in. If you're just starting out, I recommend just choose 3. The third thing we've done is we've reached out to the group owner, introduced ourselves, and said, hey, I've been a member of your group for such amount of time. I just want to say thanks for hosting the group. I really appreciate it. And the next thing that we've done is we have fixed our profile, because our profile is the start of this Facebook group funnel. Okay. You don't want it to be too salesy or ads like, because once again, Facebook has been cracking down on that. And secondly, like it's your personal profile. The idea is to make it feel personal still, even if you're using it for business. Okay. The only time that I will put like an ad up there is if I'm speaking at an event, and then I'll take that event banner and put that up there. Okay. Okay. So now, Carol says, I've been thinking about redoing my page or getting another one. This one was originally my personal page, but now I have business friends that I don't want to lose when I make another page. What I would recommend doing, and what I did, because this profile is the same one that I've had since I joined Facebook, is I just made a bunch of stuff private, or stuff for like close friends. And I actually went through my entire friends list and marked people as close friends. And these were like original OG Facebook friends, people who I've known for like forever. Like we joined Facebook to do what Facebook was originally intended for, which was connecting with other people. And now it's kind of like a mix of like LinkedIn and Twitter, really. So I just made a close friends list. So if I want to post something that I feel like I want my close friends to see, then I'll just change the privacy setting to close friends. And I know that I've got those people as close friends. And I also made like all of those albums. I changed those to private or close friends. So there's like a lot of stuff. I didn't create a new profile to be clear about that. Hey T. So that's how I did it. Okay. So now we're on step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we're on step 5. So the next step is, and there's only six steps. Okay, so, and then I'm going to share with you the type of content. The next step is to start sharing once per week. I'm sorry, introduce yourself to the group. I read ahead. Okay, so let me copy this and paste this in the comments. So we are on step 5, which is introduce yourself to the group. The best way to do this is to grab a brandable or a branded image of yourself. So one of your photo shoot images, something that looks really nice, where you look friendly. It's just a large image of yourself. And I would recommend making this either a square crop or a mobile friendly crop. Okay, because when you think about it, most people are using Facebook on their phone. So you want to kind of almost take up their entire screen as they're scrolling by. And you're going to do a couple things in this introduction. And I actually have one of my old introductions. So if I can find it, I will read it out to you. Intro post. There it is. Okay. What you want to include in this introduction is your name, even though your name is in your, like, it doesn't matter. Just say it again. Hi, my name is, because that's what people say when they introduce themselves. Think about it. You're at a party, you're at a networking event, you're shaking someone's hand. Hi, my name is so-and-so. Okay. Tell them what you do. Tell them why you're introducing yourself. Okay. Because this is not common. So you might say something like, hey, I've been a member of the group for a while and I just wanted to introduce myself. Or I've been enjoying the conversations. I've been lurking for a little bit and I just want to introduce myself. So tell them why you're introducing yourself. Then you're going to explain like a one-liner about who you are and what you do. But the purpose of this post is not to sell your business. It's to sell you as a person. Remember, we're at a party, we're at a networking event. Like, you're not jamming or stuffing your business down someone else's throat at this point. You want them to like you. They're not going to like you if they feel like you're trying to sell them from day one, period. You wouldn't like that either. We automatically get like standoffish if we feel like somebody's trying to sell us something, okay? So in your introduction, you're simply going to write a one-liner of who you are and what you do. If you don't have a one-liner, that could be another training that we do. Your one-liner is simply, I help this person do this. That's your one-liner, okay? And if you want to, you can also include like a pat on the back, kind of humble brag thing, like I've been able to help this many people, or I've been able to do this, or whatever it is. I'm going to share an example in a second. And then you share some stuff about yourself. Like, when I'm not doing that, this is what I do. I would love to get to know everyone, or, what's your favorite blah, or like, ask a question, kind of look to get some engagement. Okay. So this is what this looks like. I actually have a couple of introductions. So here's one that I did. This was like January last year, or January 2018. So I said, hi coaches, I'm excited to learn and share my knowledge with you all. I've been a member of the group for a while, but I wanted to introduce myself. That's a sentence I can switch up. I can say, hey, Epic Entrepreneurs. That was when April had changed the name of her group for a second. So I could say, hey, Epic Entrepreneurs. If I'm in a group, there's another group I was in. It was like introverted entrepreneurs. I can say like, hey, introverts or whatever. Okay. So you just want to say hi and address the group. It's described why I'm introducing myself. I've been a member of the group for a while, but I wanted to introduce myself. I did this in another group where I was like, I've been lurking for a while, or I've seen so many amazing conversations, but I haven't really had a chance to chat. I want to introduce myself. Okay. My next sentence here. My name is LaTisha Styles. I help my clients get clear on who they want to attract, who they want as clients, and attract them using my simple strategies. I give my clients the royal treatment. On average, within 6 weeks, my clients attract amazing clients. So that's one liner. That's like 2 sentences. That's what I do, and kind of a pat on the back, like this is why I'm good at it. Okay. When I'm not running my business, I enjoy lifting heavy weights with my coach at my CrossFit box, spending evenings with my husband, who is also obsessed with all things finance, teaching my son how to cook, having midday ice cream. Thanks for having me. I would love to hear more about you and get to know you. Please tell me a few things that you enjoy. Easy. It's short, it's sweet. It gives like little details that people can immediately connect with you on, where they can say, oh, I do CrossFit also, or oh, I've been wanting to do that, or oh, I lift weights, or oh, I'm married, or oh, I have a son, or I like to cook. Like it's the characteristics about you, like things about you, like when you introduce yourself, you want to tell people stuff about you where they can immediately connect with you. That's how you get people to like you, because people like those that are like them, period. You're much more likely to like someone if you can connect with them on something. And if you don't give people something to connect with you on, you're just going to be another face in the sea. Okay. So you've got to introduce yourself to the group. And this is one way to do it. Here's another thing that I did. This one is a little bit more quote unquote salesy, but it was for a group where they say they want, they're like, promote your business. And normally I don't join groups like that a whole lot because it's like a wall of flyers, but sometimes I do. And so in this case I did. And so I said, hi everyone, I was going to introduce myself, but that's no fun. So let's talk about you. Number 1, you're awesome. Number 2, I just met you and this is crazy. Number 3, but here's a little bit about me, so call me maybe. So I just kind of like did a little play on the song. And then I talked about how I graduated into the Great Recession. I learned to take my skills offered as service. I help emerging entrepreneurs. When clients work with me, they get clients in 6 weeks. And then I did like only one sentence. I said, I'm an outgoing introvert, military spouse, Navy, and I've been an entrepreneur since I was a kid selling candy at school. So that one, I probably wouldn't use that one again because it is more focused on me, even though I'm like, I just met you, let's talk about you. So you just want to make sure that this is really about them connecting with you on characteristics of yourself. Okay. Let me know if that makes sense. Hey, Dominique. Hey, Courtney. Thanks for joining. Okay. Now we're moving into step 6. If you're ready for step 6, I used to do this all the time on Periscope. If you're ready for step 6, type 6. All right. So once we get done with step 6, I'm going to share with you how to create, like what content to actually share. Okay. Because you're going to start sharing based on what I'm about to tell you in step 6. Okay. For step 6, you're going to share once per week in those 3 to 5 groups. And you're also going to comment and respond on someone else's post at least once per week. So a lot of times people are like, oh, I got to spend all day in Facebook groups. And I thought that this was true also, but it's not. What's true is that you need to use your time judiciously. And once per week in a Facebook group is plenty. You go into the group, you make your post for the week, you go comment on other people's posts because that's how you'll get that reciprocated. And then you continue to, and then you like live your life and just know that people are going to be coming into your funnel. Okay. Hey, Kim. Hey, Andrea. I Jill, I was just thinking about that too the other day because someone had asked, I was on a podcast interview and they asked me about Periscope and how I like kind of started everything with Periscope. And I started thinking about it and I was like, I kind of miss Periscope. I don't miss the trolls because obviously like Periscope had a lot more trolls, just random people popping on your live streams, like show me your feet and stuff like that. But I do kind of miss like the ability to just like quickly go live. Like you get all the hearts, like people are constantly tapping for hearts. I kind of liked that. So I don't know. I might be, checking out Periscope again. We'll see. The audience there is really cool. Like the people who come and pop in on Periscope. All right. So here's what number 6 looks like. You're going to be sharing once per week, and you're also going to comment on someone else's post at least once per week. The more often you can do this, the better. So if for some reason you happen to go in twice per week and you comment on someone else's post twice per week, that's great. But you really only need to share your own content like once a week. Okay. And if you have 5 groups, that means you're going to spread out what you're sharing in those groups. So you're never sharing the same thing on the same day. Okay. Exactly. Jill says less distractions and people are fully present. I agree with that. Yeah, Carol, Periscope was really, really hot like a couple years ago, and it kind of fell off once Facebook had their lives. And now I feel like, anyways, I'm building an audience on YouTube as well. So that's why I use YouTube Live also. Okay, so now you got your 5 steps. Remove yourself. Oh, I got my number 5. All right, remove yourself from groups that don't have your ideal client or don't serve you in some way. Choose 3 to 5 groups you can be active in. Reach out to the group owner, introduce yourself. Fix your profile so that when people hover over you and they get nosy, they're going to find exactly what you want them to see. Then introduce yourself to the group. Okay. Number 6, you're going to start sharing. Yep. I'm going to share that with you. Start sharing once per week inside of the groups. Okay. You're going to mix up your choice of images. You can use boomerangs, like those little, boomerang things, video. So you want to kind of mix up the content. The goal is to never really do a text only post unless it's like a very short, simple question that is going to get immediate responses. Okay. And I'm going to share some examples of that. All right. So now we're in step 6. We're going to dive deeper into step 6, and I should be able to wrap this up in the next 15 to 20 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. And then I'll continue answering questions. So first thing is what never to do when you're creating content to share inside of Facebook groups. Number 1, don't share links in the main post. Don't share links in the main post. Don't share a link, period. Why? Facebook does not like when you try to take people off of Facebook. They don't want people clicking your link. They don't want people going to other links. They don't want people getting distracted. They want to manage all of your distractions, right? Like Jill said, they want to manage your distractions. Okay. So when you share a link in a piece of content, it doesn't get as much visibility. So it won't get as many eyeballs. And the whole purpose of posting in Facebook groups so you can get clients is that you want to get eyeballs. So you're not going to get as many eyeballs if you share a link. So never, never, never share a link in the main post. Instead, take that link and say, if you want to share a link, say something like, I put the link in the first comment. Okay. Jill, I'll answer this question a little bit. A system to avoid distractions once I get on Facebook. Second, don't write a novel, meaning you might have seen people who they share posts on Facebook that are like super long. If your post has the button that says continue reading, people are not going to continue reading. If your post says see more, that means it's going to open up right away. But if it says continue reading, especially on desktop, it's going to take you to a new page. And then people already know it's going to be super long. Like they're going to check out. Okay. You've got to be really, really good with copy and like knowing how to keep people flowing from one step to the next to write something that long. So when you're posting in Facebook groups, just keep it short and sweet. Your goal is visibility, visibility, visibility. Okay. And you want people to be able to comment. And I'm going to go over that in just a second. So let me not get ahead of myself. What never to do. Don't change your targeted topic for a trending topic, meaning you have a specific topic. You have a specific unique selling proposition. You have a specific topic that you are an expert in. Like, don't start talking about some other topic. So, what's something that recently happened? So there's a singer, I think Jacquees or something like that, and he's saying that he's the king of R&B. Even though I think it's funny and it's something that I want to like comment on, like I'm not going to talk about that in a Facebook group unless I can tie it back to how to get coaching clients using a webinar, right? Like I have my topic. So if maybe I were to say something like, the reason that he's getting so much visibility is because he's decided to throw rocks at the king of the castle or something like that. And then I can say, this is a strategy that you can use in your webinar and here's how you can do it. Okay, so don't switch out what you're talking about to go talk about this other thing unless you know you can draw it back to your actual topic. Okay. Don't share the same thing in all groups at the same time. So you're going to be active in 3 to 5 groups. If on Monday you decide to share this picture, don't go to the next group and share that same picture on Monday at the same time. Like, don't do it. What's going to happen is it's a small world of people who are interested in your topic, and they're likely going to be in some of those same groups. So they're going to see like your post 3 or 4 times. Like that's not what we want to do. Okay. So you just want to stagger it. You don't have to create all new content, but if you post this piece of content on Monday in this group, then you want to post that same piece of content on Wednesday in this other group or whatever it is. Okay. What next thing, what not to do? Live streams. Don't share live streams. Like don't go live in the group. Nobody cares about you enough yet. They're in that group to interact with the group owner. And if the group is like, has that synergy where people are interacting with each other, that would be like you walking into a party where people are already enjoying themselves and talking and chatting, getting up on stage and saying like, hey y'all, live stream time. It's time for you to listen to me. So think about it that way. When we're thinking about the Facebook group is like a party, like you don't want to just jump into the party and be like the person who needs attention. Okay. You can get attention a lot of different ways. So when you have your live streams, like sharing them into the group or doing a live stream in the group, there are a couple ways to do this if the group owner allows it. So if the group owner is like, yeah, you can go live in the group, the best live stream for you to do is one that's scheduled, that has a specific topic, right? So you want to schedule it. If they say you can do a live stream in the group, you want to go to the events tab, create an event. So you can tell people, hey, I'm going to be live in the group. And then secondly, you want to make sure you have a specific topic. So don't just get on there and ramble on. And then thirdly, you want to use that live stream to drive people back to whatever it is that you're doing. So say, hey, I'm going to be continuing this live stream topic, but I'm going to do it on my page. Here's where you can go to the next one. Okay. So use it as kind of like a lead gen. If the group owner allows you. A lot of group owners don't allow you to go live in the group because number one, they don't want to watch the live stream to make sure that you're creating content that is right for their group. And number two, it clutters up the feed. So it makes it, it just looks really janky. So a lot of group owners don't allow it. I don't allow it either. So I delete live streams. And if I've had somebody who kept sharing their live stream, I just eventually took them out the group. And they like didn't post anything else except for the live stream. So it's like they're not sharing anything of value. What not to do. Don't corner someone and talk their ear to death. What this means is like, if someone, if like they're the first person to comment on your post and you want to like pounce on them and then like keep asking them questions back and forth, you're going to get people scared off. Okay. So give them a like, ask a question, give them time to answer, and then like back off and maybe come back to it a little bit later. Okay. Don't be needy or clingy. That's kind of like an easy one. But for Facebook groups, like if somebody asks a question and you know you can answer it and you know your product solves it, you don't have to be like, oh, I can help you. Let me DM you. And then like DM them before they even like say, yes, you can. Okay. So don't be needy. Don't be clingy. Don't be over the top. Hey, T-Mommy. Don't ask 2 questions in the same post. So as you're creating your content, if you want to ask a question to encourage engagement, and then you like ask another side question or a follow-up question, don't ask the same, like don't say, do you like to read? If so, what's your favorite book? That's 2 questions. Okay. Give them just 1 question. All right. Hey, Rashonda. All right. Hopefully I'm still live. Okay, good. I am. All right. Let me know. You guys comment because I'm still trying to make sure that this thing is still working. I still have the rainbow wheel of death on my computer. Okay, cool. All right. We're almost getting into the content to share. So first thing you have to know before you start sharing content is, what is your persona? Okay. When you are writing content, when you're writing words on a page, in an email, whatever it is, where people can't hear you, right? They can't see you. It's not a video. You have to have a persona with that content. So are you that funny person? Like, are you always commenting on stuff that you think is funny? Or are you always trying to make people laugh? Are you the thoughtful person where you're like, this made me think? Or are you serious? Are you the playful person? Are you stern? Like, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I can't stand it when people do this. They have to do this. Are you helpful? So figure out what your persona is, okay? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Yes, I will have a replay as well. If you need ideas figuring out your persona, then what I would do for you is I would make a list of your favorite celebrities, major and minor, / influencers, maybe about like 5 or 10, and then write down like why you like them. This is a good exercise. So for example, one of my favorite celebrities / influencers is Beyonce. Why do I like her? Because she's always very composed. So that's part of my persona that I project and that I put online. And why is that? Because likely those traits that you see in other people, they're some of your most prominent traits as well. They're the things that you like most about yourself. The first time that I heard this, I was actually at a retreat, and there was a speaker who was doing some life coaching for us. And she asked us, she was like, write down someone in your life right now that you really admire. And so I wrote down the person I really admire. And she said, write down why you admire them. And I wrote it down. And then after it, she was like, okay, everyone put your pens and pencils down. She was like, that thing that you wrote about that person is your favorite trait about yourself. And that, it just blew my mind, because I was like, that's true. I do have that trait, and I just never appreciated it in myself. So look at some of your favorite celebrities, major, minor, some influencers as well. What is it that you like about them? Those are likely some of the traits that you have, and that's what can be your persona. So all we're doing is, when we're online, we're making that like kind of like larger than life, right? So the online world is essentially a stage. So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, it's all a stage. And the idea is that it's a little bit larger than life, right? If someone meets you in person, like if someone meets me in person, I'm not super talkative. I usually kind of keep to myself. Like, I'm not like all out there, like doing lives. Like, this is what I do for my business. And it's not that it's different than who I am. It's just a more amplified version of me. So think about it that way when you're in the group and when you're doing stuff online. Okay. All right. So now we're getting what content to share. I left this till last because this is really the easiest part of it. Okay. Number one, if you have a lead magnet, and if the group owner allows you to share your lead magnet, then that's ideal. So how do you share that? Okay. What you would do is, for example, I have a lead magnet called 7 steps to gain clients from webinars. I could take step number 1 and I could break down step number 1. And then I could say, if you'd like to get more, I actually created a full PDF. I'll leave the link in the first comment. Right? Remember, we're not sharing links inside of the post. And then people can come and get it that way. That could kind of get old, right? Like, you don't want to just keep kind of sharing your lead magnet over and over and over again. But that's one piece of content. That's one content idea, is draw out a piece of your lead magnet, share it in the group, leave the link to your lead magnet in the comments. Okay. Second option is, if the group owner would not allow you to do something like that, right? Some people say like 0 promotion at all. Don't link back. Don't, use this group to capture email addresses, whatever it is. That's fine. Instead, you'll just share the content from the lead magnet and then like the end. So it might say something like, step 1 to get coaching clients from webinars is to, I don't remember what step 1 is right now, but like, this is what it is. And then you might ask a question like, did you find this helpful? What other questions do you have? Have you ever tried a webinar? Like, whatever you can do to get engagement, conversation, likes and share, not shares, but likes and comments. That's what you want from a Facebook group post. So ask a question, try to get feedback, try to get people to comment. And as you are going in and commenting on other people's stuff, they're going to reciprocate because they're going to like you and they're not going to want your post to sit out there collecting dust. So they're going to respond as well. Okay. So pieces of content from your lead magnet, share your expertise. So for example, if you know that, I'll do the health coach example. If you're a health coach and part of what you do is to help people figure out what foods, balance out their hormones or whatever. I'm just making this up, right? Then you might say something like, did you know that there are certain foods that you can eat that will actually help you lose weight without even eating more or even eating less? And then you might do something fun like, can you guess what food I'm thinking of? It's yellow and it's this, that, or whatever. And you can be describing, whatever fruit. And then people are commenting. It's because it's fun. They're like, oh, is it a banana? Is it a lemon? Is it, all these different, fruits that are yellow or whatever it is. And then you might come back and you just kind of have that conversation. Then your next post could be something like, a couple days ago, I shared, I asked you about foods, but here's a list. I didn't give you a list. Here's a list. And you create like this nice, beautiful graphic with like all the lists of foods and you put that on there and you say like, if you're in the group, you're not able to share it. But if you do want to share it, I also posted a copy on my profile page. Okay, so now they're clicking over to go to your profile page so that they can copy it and share it and go from there. Okay, so that's some examples. I wanted to create a guide for like types of content that you can share, but I just will go through some of the types of content that I share. I share wins. So when I go into groups, depending on the group, I'll share wins like, hey, this is what I've been able to do. This is what my clients have been able to do, or whatever that might be. I share aha moments that I've had. I ask questions. If there's something that I don't know, I'll ask questions about that. Like that's still a good piece of content to share. Everyone loves to help. So ask questions. I go and comment on other people's stuff. I usually will use the love button because that's a lot more, it just comes across as more exciting than like the like button. So I use the love button a lot. I will, sometimes I connect people. So I might see someone that has commented something and I'll say, oh, you should talk to this person. So as an introvert, like I'm not really big on networking events, but Facebook groups I love because like it's all on my phone, right? It's all on my computer. Like I don't have to worry about like being cornered and having to pretend like I need to go get a drink or go to the bathroom or whatever. If you watch my YouTube video on how to survive networking events as an introvert, I talked about all of that. But I really like them. So the number one way to sum it all up, how to get clients from Facebook groups is be yourself, share content that people are interested in, that they will engage with, and then make sure you've got your funnel set up. That's it. Okay. Make a focused effort. Like we said, choose a couple of the groups that you can be active in, but really it's all about, you've got to make sure that your profile starts that part of your funnel, because Facebook groups, they're not going to click directly over to your website. They're going to click over to your profile page. So you want your profile page to be the start of your funnel without being salesy. And so that's a really, really important piece, which is that step 4. If you missed that, just go back through the comments and see it. That step 4 is going to be a really, really important piece for you. I'll see if I can get my assistant to put together like a little PDF guide download that goes with this. If you're watching this as a recorded or replay, that means the PDF guide is already live. And so you can check the description box for that. Or I might just put it in the group. I'll put it in the group as well. So if you're not a member of the group, you can go to LaTishaStyles.com/community. But I'll probably also put it in the description box because I don't allow everyone into the group. You are allowed in the group if you're interested in getting coaching clients. And if I feel like you're actually going to be active, and I can kind of tell based on how people answer those questions. I love having those questions now. If you have your own Facebook group, I didn't include this, but let me just say really quickly, if you have your own Facebook group, it's one of the best ways to get clients, period. because it's an opportunity for you to do stuff like this. Like it's your stage. It's an opportunity for you to really share who you are, what you do, interact with your ideal clients. And there's like that's a completely different training. I actually have a friend who has a course on growing Facebook groups, and I'll put that as a resource in the PDF guide as well, because it's a really good one. And I had a friend who, she grew her Facebook group, did a launch, and generated like $40,000 just from her Facebook group without doing like, it was insane. So I think there's a link to that case study. If so, if I can find it, I will share it. If not, I'll share the training, because I think in his training he talks about it. Okay. Yeah, because if you need more people in your group, like you want to be attracting people who want to be there, the easiest way to do that is to know the purpose of, like I said, it's a completely different training, but you got to know the purpose of your group, what you want to share, who you want to have in there. You want to have the right people in there. You want them to be interacting with each other and whatnot. So I will be sure to share that PDF. If you guys enjoyed this, please let me know, leave a comment, and I'm going to see if I can leave it up in the group as well as on YouTube for right now, because like I said, I still have that rainbow wheel of death on my computer. Hopefully I can just kind of restart it and things will be fine. But I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys have a wonderful New Year's Eve. I hope you enjoy yourself, whatever it is that you're doing tonight. Stay safe, whether you're staying in or going out. Remember that it's just another day. Like literally, it's just going to be Tuesday tomorrow. So you can start, even if it's not New Year's for you right now, you're watching this later, like you can start and make a commitment to yourself and to your business at any point in time during the week. It doesn't have to be Monday. It doesn't have to be the start of a new day. It doesn't have to be the start of a new year, a new week, a new month, or whatever. You can make a recommit to yourself and to your business so that tomorrow will be different from yesterday. And really, it's just that today will be different, because we're only ever living in the present moment. Like, I don't want to get into that either, but like today is the only day you have. And right now is the only moment that is promised to you because it's here. So take that action right now. Awesome. Hey, Salima. Okay, cool. Well, I will end it at there. And then I'm going to, I guess, eat and then get ready for tonight. So I will see you guys next year. Oh, I forgot my New Year's hat. My happy New Year's hat. All right. I'll see y'all. Have a good one.